The U.S. birth rate plunged to an all-time low in 2024 after on a downward trajectory roughly 20 years with soaring housing costs, cited as major contributing factor. Earlier this summer, U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention released an updated birth rate for this year, revealing that the nation's national fertility rate to less than 1.6. I think the exact number is 1.59 to be exact. Kids per woman, down from 2.1 just 19 years ago. Wow. Jeez. Which that's the replacement rate, by the way. The country needs to sustain its population. The last 2 decades saw women increasingly delaying having children or choosing to not have them at all. There are many factors fueling this trend, including personnel and culture, and one of them is rising housing costs. Data analyzed by Realtor.com economists show that 2006 to 2024, the financial burden of purchasing a home has grown dramatically. In 2006, the median price of a single-family home was $222,000. Which is now $343,000 in 2024 dollars when adjusted for inflation. But by comparison, the median sale in 2024 was $410,000, which is $66,000 more than what it was in 26. So over time, the 18-year period, the U.S. total fertility rate dropped from 2.1 to 1.6. Adam.
Well, to me, these are two totally separate stories that they try to like hodgepodge together to give some reasons as to why birth rates are plummeting. Yeah, dude, does the housing market have something to do with it a little bit, but not really. So intersexual dynamics is really the reason here. Housing aside, you listen, you could rent the place, you could buy a place. That's not going to stop you from having kids. The biggest problem is what we discussed last week. You have young men in America that want nothing more than to settle down, have a family, have a wife, have kids. This is something that men have notoriously been known to do all throughout history. So that's sort of like the staple in this. The variable in this is the mindset of what women are doing these days. The modern feminist movement has ruined a lot of women, and they'd rather focus on their careers than family. And all you have to simply do is this: is if you're a woman, like this is my best advice for young women. If you're 22, you're 24, you're 18, you're 28, go talk to a 50-year-old woman that never got married, never had kids, but wanted to. You'll see nothing but regret in their eyes, and they'll mask it with things like, I was focused on my career, or this one guy I dated, these are all just excuses. And there's nothing that I would like to see more that young men and young women actually come together and find some common ground here. So it was what, number one on the list for young men, Pat?
Having
to settle
children.
down, have a family, right?
Those who voted for Trump.
And it was for liberal women. It was what number on the list?
Number 12.
So you have young men. I wouldn't even say they're conservative. They're just normal, sensible, common sense guys that want a chick. And they're fighting the struggle of modern feminism. And I see it all the time. You meet a young woman, she's amazing, you check out, and then you click on her link in bio, and it goes to OnlyFans. And it happens way more than you think. And the most gorgeous women out there that used to be housewives or wonderful women or church-going women are now OnlyFans girls. And this is a continual, perpetuating problem. And then young men are faced with the decision of, wow, I met this girl. Am I really going to lower my standards for this beautiful woman who does OnlyFans?
Nope.
And they're going to say, I don't know about that. Is this really the type of girl I'm going to bring home for mom? And women, I understand. Make your money, have your career, but it is going to come at a price. And I hope that the price is worth it. Please talk to older women and see what they think. That's my advice for young women.
I 100% agree with Adam, and I'm going to add this to it. And thank you very much for that, Adam. You're absolutely right. And I'm going to add to it,
take it, Tom.
that liberalism...
I'll take it to the bank.
Yeah, liberalism and progressive policy, to add on to what Adam's talking about, the only progress that progressive liberalism has done is made progress breaking the family, made progress trying to teach the tenets of family break in the schools, being able to push liberalism. That's progressive. That's where they're making progress, is in infiltrating the minds of young men and young boys and girls that grow up to have exactly the dynamic that Adam's talking about. A guy that is looking to get married and looking around for who, and then finding out what the mindset of a lot of women, not all of them out there, is all about. And it's devastating. I don't understand what writer went to a whiteboard to put these two things together. And I agree with Adam at the beginning. They just slammed these two things together, the hodgepodge, and made a story. But this is deeper. Maybe an expensive house is part of it. But at the end of it, you've got progressive policy has destroyed marriage and has infiltrated the minds of kids, which is why conservative people want this stuff not taught in schools so that kids can grow up. And when you take a look at replacement rate, take a look at what happens downstream. You destroy the family, your taxes long-term go up, and you destroy the fabric of that country.
Yeah, I agree.
Can you show that or no?
Rob, can we show that clip?
Is that part of a
Andrew
special?
Schultz?
If it is, you can't show it.
I don't know if you can do that.
Nah, it's he's on stage. It might be a special.
Okay, then don't show. But what's he saying right there, Rob?
Rob,
I don't know.
Are we allowed to play this clip?
I don't know.
No.
Okay, well, let me just summarize this, because Andrew Schultz did an amazing job, I think, a year about his special. And he goes, ladies, how we all doing out there? And he says, I see these protests that are going on out there, and I'm trying to find common ground. And the ladies that are like, we deserve the right to work. He's like, I agree. Go for it. And they're basically saying, we deserve to have sex with anybody you want. And he's like, okay, have fun with it. We deserve to free the nipple. Go for it. And he's just sort of encompassing feminist ideology. And he goes, listen, are you feminists or F-boys? Because, F-boys, because this is how men think. Work, make money, hot chicks, blah, blah. This is how women think at this point. And he sort of exposes their progressive mindset is that they're basically trying to be the people they hate, which is F-boys. And Andrew Schultz encompasses it greatly. But modern feminism is not helping women. The good news is we are starting to see women and content creators say, I'm just a lovely housewife, and I'm here to help my husband and have kids.
You know what it is?
And it's an amazing opportunity.
Go to church. Whatever you're doing right now, if you're one of these guys, go to church this Sunday. Find a local church. And I told this to a guy this weekend who was asking me, he says, what do I do? I'm going through a really tough time in my life. I said, go to church, but don't get discouraged if the first church sucks. I went through 26 until I found one, okay? So don't let it be like, oh my God, I went there and they talked about raising money. Oh my God, I went there and they were talking about a very technical story. Oh my God, I went there, I don't really connect with the pastor. You're right, you're not going to connect with all the pastors. But then there's going to come that one moment. And when it does, you're going to feel it. You'll be in church, all the way in the back, sitting by yourself, and you're going to have that moment of yours. And you can say, oh my God, God spoke to me today. You'll feel it when it happens to you. But go to church. Basic step number one. Go to church.
Can I say one thing? I fully agree with you.
For the Jewish church? It's
called a synagogue.
You can come with us.
But, I've become more practicing since October 7th. You told me, go get closer to God. And I've tried to, and I do practicing. What I will say is I think more people should take that advice. The problem I have is also the hypocrisy and the double standards. You have no idea how many, and specifically women, but it's also guys, I see them drinking, partying, doing all sorts of things in Miami on Saturday night, and they go to church Sunday and they ask for forgiveness.
Well, that's not how it.
And I don't know how it works.
That's
but
that's
it doesn't
not how
seem
it
like
works.
there's alignment. Where your words and your actions are not congruent.
If you want to listen,
your words are, I want to get closer to God. I want to go to church. I want to find a husband. But then you're partying at Space until 5 a.m. in Miami.
No, well, guess what? Everybody out there, go listen to James, the book of James. Just have it play. Do an audio and listen to it. And he names all that stuff. You can't be that practicing, talking about, and knowing that you're gonna do it. Like it's not cleansing yourself. Like I can do whatever I want throughout the week, and then Sunday I'm back. No, because he's watching, bro. You have to be intentional. You know what I mean? Dude, you have to cut off so many freaking things, and it's so hard, bro. He's like your mind. If you're, you know what I mean? If your right eye is looking somewhere, cut it out. I mean, if you're, you know what I mean? If your temptation with your right hand, cut it off. Like, and if you're knowingly doing it, because once you go all in, you can't be the fence guy. Like you, and I know because you mentioned that when you were talking about how, well, if I'm doing all this stuff and I just at the end, I say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to go to heaven. That's not, if you don't truly mean it, Adam, and you don't take the steps to try to become a good Christian, you know how hard, just the stuff that's going on in here. I'm at church and there's a beautiful girl and it's a fight. Your brain is like, dude, don't look. It's a constant battle. But no, that's not how it works.
I'm glad that you talked about that because by the way, it's not just exclusive in the Christian community. I have Jewish friends, Orthodox Jewish friends, where they're doing the Sabbath and then after Shabbat they're out partying in the club.
That's not how it
I'm like,
works.
guys, that's not how it works. Or I'll see a Muslim girl be like, that's haram, and she'll do this, and then she's on OnlyFans. So the double standard and the hypocrisy is like the words that come out of your mouth are different than the actions that you actually do. And alignment, I think, is
Adam,
crucial.
you make a really good point, but I would ask you a question. If you ran into somebody that was in your lane of life insurance and they were corrupt and they were really bad and you were really disgusted by that, would that keep you from your career doing as well as you've done in your lane of life insurance? No, it wouldn't. And so I think we have to be careful that we say we don't blame flawed people that keep us from making our spiritual decision, because sometimes it ends up that you may not realize it, but it may come across kind of as an excuse argument. Well, there's so much hypocrisy. Why should I go to church? Wait a minute. If you see bad plumbers in town, would you not be a plumber? No, you'd be the best plumber you could be.
And some people would call him a plumber. I mean, Adam growing up as a kid.
That's true. Laying pipe.
But no, you're right. I totally get what you're saying. I think that the biggest thing with, where Adam is going with what he's saying, I fully agree. Because you think that's like your card. I'm going to go here, then I'm going to go to the club. No, it's contradiction. What I learned in life, like the times I was the most at peace, and if you're solving for peace, I've never been more at peace in life when my beliefs that I would project to myself, my values and principles, match the way I live. I've never been happier than those to be in a line. Guy asked me a question that says, what's the key to happiness? I said, alignment. Alignment.
Wow, yeah.
If you truly live the life that you think is the right life to live based on the values and principles you believe in, what are you worried about? Like, what weight are you carrying? You're not. You're living true to yourself and the values and principles. So if you say you're a Christian, you're going by the values and principles. Try to live.
PBD, I actually want to ask you this question on alignment, because we've had multiple discussions on air, off air. This whole thing, cut it off. How do you? What would be your advice to people to live with alignment? Because essentially,
it's not easy, Adam.
That's what I'm saying. It's not easy.
No, it's not. Look, I just told you a minute ago who buys into the mob. What did I say?
Everybody, 100%.
I'm going to say 80%, as if I'm included, like I'm the smart one. I'm not going to get. No, it's very hard to be aligned, Adam. Very, very hard to be aligned. Very.
What's step one?
Just slide into my DMs and look at the type of DMs I'm getting. Like, the videos I'm getting.
Show me, Pat. It was great hanging with you last night, buddy. What was that?
No, I don't get DMs from guys telling me last night was great. But the point I'm trying to tell you is, look, if there comes a time in your life where you can be 45, and some may think you're a man, but you're just an old boy. You're not a man. You're a boy. That boy is still in you. You still haven't gotten rid of that boy. Me. It's about me. Everything revolves around me. And that mindset that you have. I don't care how old you are. But then when you become a man, to me, man equals responsibilities. Man equals leading. Man equals keeping your word. Man equals people relying on you. Man equals contributing to society. Man equals carrying the burden of a handful of people. You have to. That's our job. Last night I'm sitting there, Dylan is sitting there listening to me, we're talking. I say, what it is to be a leader. Leader carries burden. Yesterday, the Dallas Cowboys played the
Green Bay
Packers, and I love what Micah said in the interview.
Tied.
And it was 40-40. Micah in the interview says, I went to Jordan Love, and I feel bad because he did his part. He put up 40 points of offense. We didn't do our part. This was our loss. And I don't feel good. I don't feel good. We have to come through. Our quarterback did his part. It was a great thing to say in the interview, but Micah's carrying burden. That's exactly how you want your best defensive player to interview. Okay, where he puts the onus on who? On himself. What a thing to say where it's always on the other person. It's always on the other side. There's something very attractive about a man wanting more responsibility. But you want to know what it is about wanting more responsibility? You lose 80% of your liberties. You know what I did this weekend? This weekend, I drove 500 miles back and forth to go to soccer tournaments. 500 miles this weekend. Back and forth, in the sun, in the heat, outside. People have umbrellas. I didn't know you needed umbrellas for suns, but everybody's like carrying. I'm like, not even raining. Why do you have an umbrella? Because of sun. I'm like, oh, okay, not a bad idea, but it's a burden. So what would I have rather have done this weekend? I had I'm behind on 2 books that I want to read. And while we're driving there, I can't even listen to my audiobook because he's reading a book because it's his homework. So I can't play music and I can't play anything. So I turn off the music and I'm just driving. And the reason why I like driving is I can listen to music, I can listen to audiobook, and I can talk to somebody that's with me, company, good conversation. I can't do any of them. So I'm like, boom. There's a mosquito.
Rock on the windshield.
And then you're there, right? But you know what? It's the greatest burden. Nothing like it. Watching the development of a human being that's relying on you for direction. And he's seen everything that you're doing. There's nothing like it. So you asked the question, that's what I would say to you. This has been a record-breaking month in the history of the company with Menect. Massive. I've never gotten this many Menects. Rob is talking about the amount of Menects it's getting, but there's one massive announcement that we've been working on. The first strategic partner that became the biggest shareholder outside of us in Menect, and it's a great story. I don't want you to watch the whole 5-minute clip. We'll post it on social afterwards. I just want you to watch the first minute on how exciting this is. There's so many big things happening behind closed doors with Menect. We're hiring machine learning engineers left and right. And we're hiring right now. If you're looking at this saying, I want to be part of Menect, I want to be part of ET, we're aggressively hiring. But this is our latest strategic partner with Menect that just happened. Last Friday, we shot the video. The announcement internally was finalized 2 weeks ago. Go ahead, Rob.
I have a big announcement to make to you today. Let me tell you what it is. For Menect. Menect today, September, the biggest month the company's ever had in the history. But the announcement is very simple. We've been working for 1 year. I have a very special guy sitting next to me today who is officially the biggest strategic partner and investor in Menect, and that's none other than Tony Robbins.
How you doing, brother?
Excited about this partnership.
Thanks for coming by.
Yes, of course.
I'm excited too. I mean, if you're watching, I think one of the most important principles of success in business that's certainly shaped my life is proximity is power. The first multi-billionaire I met, he's saying, tell me your goals, tell me your dreams. And I told him all about them. And he says, Tony, if you want to do that, you got to know a lot of these certain people. He goes, how much time do you spend with those people? I said, almost never. He goes, brother, what made me a billionaire is proximity is power. If you get in the environment with people that are the best in the world, you're 1 or 2 people away from the deal that you want to make. But if you're trying to do something you don't know anybody, you can forget it. And what I love about this is you're democratizing it. You're making it so we get access to people. If you go on LinkedIn, it's really nice, but most people are not going to respond. Maybe 10% of the people respond if they're a player. They don't have time and energy. But in my case, I'm doing this and I'm just donating the money that's received. I just want to empower people and help people and go on this journey with you because I know what's coming. I don't think you're announcing everything.
No, not yet. They don't know everything that's coming
pause
on.
it right
Amazing
there. You can pause it right there. We'll post the video all over social afterwards. Guys, this is the last week, the amount of downloads with the app right now, it's unbelievable. Messages, calls, all of it. And everybody online is like, oh my God, do these people charge this much? And do those people, is Pat $48,000 an hour? I'm actually not $48,000 an hour. For a keynote, it's $350,000 to $500,000 per hour that people pay gladly that we do. However, on Menect, if you want access, it's that much. FYI, 25 years ago, if you wanted to book President Trump to speak for 1 hour, you know how much it was 25 years ago? $1 million. And guess what? He was worth it. If you have access to people like this. Now, if you're watching this right now, you're saying, man, I want to be able to talk to, can I get a message back from Ray Lewis for $75? Yes. Can I message Terrence Howard, the actor? Yes. Can I message some basketball players and talk to them? Yes. Can I message some business people and find out how to raise money? Yes. Can I talk to some guys like Tony Robbins? Yes. That access is available. You can go out there and try to cold email somebody, less than 1% chance they respond. Instagram X tweet, less than 5% chance. LinkedIn's around 10%. Menect is 94% response rate. If you haven't yet used the app, you can download the app and start Menecting today. And we have so many more big announcements that's coming in. I think LinkedIn missed the opportunity. There's a massive business community that's looking for a place to network with each other. That's LinkedIn is becoming that for now. I'm excited about it. There's a lot of good things that are going on behind closed doors. But we just wanted to announce to all of you guys, Tony Robbins is officially the strategic partner with Menect. More announcements coming soon. I'm excited about it.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.